Baltic Brand Talks, podcast about all things creative and trending. Hey everyone, this is Lelde Dālmane from With Consulting, and this is Baltic Brand Talks. Today we have prepared a deep dive conversation with Kristiāna Valbe-Uzrauga. She's head of marketing and group brand lead at Balcia. That's insurance brand. And this was a true Baltic Brand Talks. Since the Baltic brand is communicating in all three Baltic countries and beyond. They are true challengers in the purest form. In 2023, Balcia was the bravest insurance brand according to Brand Capital data, and bravery is something that we talked a lot about, both in personal sense and in the brand context. We also touched on the mazes of the insurance category and the both needs and ways to be ahead of the others. I really hope you enjoy the conversation. Let's get it started. Hey everyone at Baltic Brand Talks podcast. Today I'm joined live, not via Zoom, but in real person. I'm joined by Kristiāna Valbe-Uzrauga. She's head of marketing and group brand lead at Balcia.
Hi.
Hey everyone. So I'm super excited to be with you here. I think you really stand for something that is truly a Baltic brand and something that is very courageous, that is a challenger, and I think we have a lot to unpack. But before we dive into all of the brand world, could you tell a bit about your background and how you joined the Balcia team?
Hi again. I'm in creative field for more than 10 years now. Most of this time I have been a part of creative agencies team in different roles. For example, I was brand manager for agency. Like it means that I worked with agency image. For some time, I was account director and worked with such brands as Swedbank, Nike, Neste, Food Union, Maxima, and others. I have quite a lot of experience with social projects and of course traditional integrated campaigns. For some time. For a brief moment, I would say, I was involved in building startup with my previous agency in context of that. And it was actually a really interesting experience because I had the chance to look into the startup world. I had a chance to see how building business happens, and I had the chance to look into the pitching approaches, etc., etc. And then, I would say, more like almost 2 years ago, I joined Balcia. And the interesting part is that Balcia includes all of these things. It's there's a lot about creativity. There's a lot about social aspects as we are working with different sponsorships. There's a lot of tech and innovation. And of course, everything that happens in Balcia is somehow startup-y. And we have this really driven team that actually adapts a lot of startup approaches. So yeah, that's in a nutshell.
Yeah, thank you for the short recap. And before we really dive deep into the brand, I wanted to know, how would you describe Balcia in your own words? What it is, what it does, what it means to you?
Yeah. Okay. I think that there are three focuses I would choose to describe Balcia. First of all, the main approach of Balcia is that Balcia is challenger from all the perspectives. We are here to change insurance industry. And why we do that, it's mostly because we understand that the way that insurance industry works right now. It doesn't work for people. It more works for the business sake. But we want to change that. And that's why we challenge industry status quo and try to make insurance much easier to understand, less complex, and easier to engage with. And the second thing I would say, Balcia is a lifestyle from different perspectives. Not only from brand perspective, we are a lifestyle brand, but we create lifestyle products too, and we create lifestyle services, and at its core, actually, our people that work in Balcia are like they're lifestyle ambassadors. and third thing, I think that it's important to stress out that Balcia is all about tech. We are InsurTech company, and actually we focus on implementing a lot of innovations and a lot of fresh perspectives and a lot of technical solutions that actually gives opportunity for people to just enjoy insurance services, enjoy being a part of insurance industry, I would say. Something like that.
Okay, so 3 key takeaways.
Yeah.
Very well structured. And if we talk about the insurance as a category in itself, it's quite dreadful. It can be quite scary. You know, you need to talk about accidents, about fractures, about ruined houses, wrecked cars, etc. And that's just something that you have in your communication. And how do you navigate this top selling points with not so positive things?
So from our side, we actually don't talk too much about consequences. And it is because people are what they are, and they don't actually believe these things because they think that, oh, this won't happen to me.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no reasons to do that because people won't engage in such conversations. Instead, what we do, we go and actually try to inspire people. And we take this approach where we say to people that, hey, imagine that you have insurance and then you just leave your fear behind and go and do your stuff. And when you do that, you can see that you can excel at your life, at things that you do. You can excel and be a better version of yourselves. And that's the approach we use. We just try to inspire people and try to take away the fear of failure. And we normalize failing as a part of daily things. Everyone fails, but when you are insured, then the things are more like it's easier to cope with the failing. I would say.
So you concentrate on the positive, not on the frightening.
Yeah.
And when you go to your website, you open it, and the first thing you see, big bold text. Insurance is not boring anymore. And I really wanted to unpack this, like what was boring about it and what you see, what you are changing and how you are doing that.
Yeah. So when you look at finance or insurance industry, at first you see that it's quite complex. It's hard to understand. And we know that people actually has, it's hard to engage with such industries or companies that are so complex and so hard to understand. And in order to change that, we created this lifestyle approach. What does it mean? It actually means that we are inspired by people. Everything that we create, we go and watch people, we talk to them, and we understand that, okay, actually, you want easier terms and conditions. You want that they are not long, but they are short. Okay, we go and understand that, hey, you want to buy your insurance in few seconds, not like for a few hours. And of course, we see that you want to have this one place where you can look through your insurance policies and know which one is ending and what's happening like right there. And another thing is that we implement this lifestyle approach in our products too. When we look at our risks and we see that, okay, we need to create risks that actually fits the lifestyle of people. And that's really interesting that that is constant process. We find new ways how to add some risks, and we take away some risks that are not at that moment really important for people and different lifestyles. And and of course the lifestyle brand. And why we build a lifestyle brand is more of an opportunity to engage with people. It's like if you go outside your office and you meet those people and you understand that you understand how they perceive things, how they engage with brands, etc., etc. You have this boost of inspiration, and you know that it's a two-way street. When people see you at their favorite events, when people see you in ads, and they completely and honestly can see themselves in your shoes, that's the approach that works best for brand. And that is how we actually became this not boring insurance, because we unravel these lifestyles, and we believe that lifestyles cannot be boring. So yeah, that's my answer to this question.
Thank you. And you mentioned this listening part. Do you have any techniques or methods or approaches how you gather this information?
Actually, yeah, we have a few of them. One approach is from product perspective, we always reach out for feedback, for experiences, not only from product perspective, but also from experience with claims processes and so on. And of course, regarding brand, we go out, as I mentioned before, we go out and we meet people eye to eye. And then we ask them different questions and try to understand how they perceive us. And right now, for example, we are going to different events, and we are actually having a survey and asking people about bravery. What is brave thing they have done, and what actually bravery means to them. And regarding this, we are trying to get as much answers as we can from different audiences, from different generations. And after that, we will actually create a new product, and not new, or maybe some kind of hybrid model of a product, but we will try to implement these things that haven't been implemented already, like risks that we haven't thought of. Yeah. And just we will be inspired by people and their stories about bravery.
I saw the video from Conversation Festival Lampa, and I really liked it, really cool. And the thing that kind of warmed my heart was that these stories wasn't just only about things they are afraid of, but how they have conquered their fear. Like this one girl, I reach out to the boy, he denied me. I reach out again, he denied me again. And it's so human and so true.
Yeah. That's why we go to people and want to see their human side. That is all about lifestyles and different lifestyles, and we approach them and we celebrate the difference between each and every one of us.
Yeah, and now that we have touched the lifestyle app, I wanted to dive into this distinction you have, because not all insurances have this. I don't want to lie, but I think you are the only ones who have this, and this subscription-based insurance. And as far as I know, it's not that common for insurance companies to have this thing. And could you tell me more about the app and how you use it as medium for communication and what are the other use cases?
Yeah, as we are challengers, that's why we have created this app. And because we want to stand out, and actually we want people to have added value to insurance products and insurance services. As such, that's why we created this app that adds some... of course, there you can find insurance policies there. You can buy them there. You can... look into the insurance policy, what is the status of them. You can add claims to with using this app and so on. But we understood that insurance is something you buy once a year, twice a year, or of course maybe sometimes often when you go to travel. But in this case, we wanted to have insurance app that adds value for people on daily basis. And the thing that we did, we added these special offers from our partnerships. We added this news line or activity line, posts about where we are this month, this week, this weekend, where you can meet us and engage with us. And actually, the coolest part is that people actually look into that, and we have quite a big base of people that don't have our insurance but is our app users, which is super exciting. And that means that there are other reasons why they are in the app. And of course, we add some gamification elements where you can win some cool stuff and so on. And I think that the app, from brand perspective, is a great tool to keep our audience engaged and don't allow them to forget about us. And if we all the time we are promoting some stuff, and actually it's not always fun and games. We add some push notifications about weather, so that so we ask people to be careful. We add some information about how they can prevent from from different situations where they can get some injuries, etc. So we work on different levels, but at the same time, the main purpose is to keep our audience engaged, keep them in the loop of what is happening. And as a lifestyle brand, we should do that, because then if we wouldn't do that, then we wouldn't be lifestyle app, lifestyle brand. And that is the main approach we are using, and main reason actually why we created this app. Of course, there are a lot of other things to mention about the app, but they are more from business and from product perspective, such as innovative approach where we use artificial intelligence to calculate some pricings, and we use innovative technology to just offer better experience through this app, etc., etc. So it's all about experience, I would say, in different levels.
Yeah, and it also brings a value to your back-end side.
Yeah.
You clearly have this challenger mindset, but being a challenger isn't doing just one challenging thing. It's being always ahead of the category and always doing something different. And it also comes with someone who is copying you and how you stay ahead.
As for challenger, as you mentioned, we have been copied, not copy. It's something that we see that we have made some changes in the industry. We see that our competitors are just moving in the direction we have set already, and it's cool feeling. And we're not mad that they do that. It's fine. It's just we are. But the thing is that you always need to be in front. Like you have to set the tone. And the thing is that even though you see that some things you did last year worked out well, the strategy is great, the results are amazing, you know that you cannot do that once more. You can give some changes to this approach and then maybe try to do that again. But at some point, you need to think of new perspectives, ways, fresh approach, and it's really challenging to do that. Yeah, it's all about finding ways how to be creative, and not only like dumb creativity, sorry, but there should be strategy behind it, and there should be really strong tactics and so on. So it's all about finding the fresh approach on daily basis, and it's really challenging. But that's what you get when you try to lead as a challenger. Yeah.
Yeah, and the result you get there, it's worth it, I imagine.
Yeah. And actually, being different is somehow like it's refreshing. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, really cool. I love the good challenger brand and the good challenger brand story. And when you look at the practical side, you work in 4 countries, in all 3 Baltic states and in Poland. Okay, I get Poland is whole different market with whole different approach, and I imagine you work there with different strategies. But how do you look at the Baltic market? Do you see these as 3 sisters in a unified communication, or you twist something? What's your approach?
The thing is that a little bit of correction. We work in more markets, but some of the markets are like in different business with different business model. That's why we don't like emphasize that we are there too. But as for Baltic countries, I would say that we are somewhat similar. We're like related, but completely different. And I would say that for a brand, it's okay to go and try to implement the same tactics, the same approach, and so on. Because when you look at the big brands, they do that. They do on a global level that. And and that's why we try to keep the same approach in Estonia, in Lithuania, in Latvia, and in Poland. The same approach with this challenger brand, the same approach with communicating our values, positioning our product. From this perspective, we are like approaching these countries as one, like the same.
Yeah.
But when it comes to sales or marketing perspective, there we should look into the different approaches. Like one country is stronger in tech, another country is stronger in being brave. Third country is like more of a engagement society who loves to engage in fun activities, etc. So we try to just make different approaches on, as I mentioned, on marketing and on sales level. But when it comes to the brand, we try to keep this one approach and be the same everywhere.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm hearing, it's consistency with flexibility.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have very strong in-house team. You have your own little creative army that does amazing job. And you also work with agencies. Mm-hmm. How do you decide which one will have which responsibility, and what are the strengths and downfalls of one and the other?
So as for in-house agency, in-house team, actually, the thing is that most of the times projects we keep to ourselves are the ones that are really like ASAP. You need to do it yesterday, etc., etc. So, and these are the projects where you need some background, more background information to get them done.
Yeah.
And third thing is that in-house agency most of the times have some specific skill set that can be used to create these things, and these are mainly the projects we keep to ourselves. But when we look at bigger campaigns, bigger ideas we want to create, we usually go and ask help to other resources like creative agencies and PR agencies and social agencies, etc., etc. And because what they do, they bring different perspective. They bring fresh ideas. So we believe that we are creative, but we cannot be everywhere. And if we want to step out of the box, where we on our what we do on our daily basis and what information comes to us, then we need other partners. We need people that actually can give us fresh perspective, fresh insights, and of course there are some skills that we don't have in house, and then we happily go and ask that to our partners.
Mm-hmm. And we touched the in-house team, and from my outsider's view, there's quite big emphasis on employer branding, and that's something that you see from your own team, what they share, how they share it. I was in this event and Balcia swag, etc. And also you can see that on the web. You have this join the team, a category where you can fill out the test, which isn't that common in any company. Am I seeing this right? Do you have emphasis on employer branding? And could you expand more on this importance and results that you are getting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. It's a big part of our focus from marketing side and HR side. I would say the main reason is that Balcia knows that people are equals success. So it means that we need people that can drive our company, our business, our communication and everything, and show to the world that we are something else. And from our perspective, it's that when you put out employer branding and you actually tell people what Balcia is all about, then we can receive more of suitable candidates, and we don't have this And when we see that people actually are inspired by Balcia, inspired by the approach we do, it's much easier to understand. It's much easier to conduct these interviews, and people already know what they're about to hear and where they will be engaged, and that's probably one side of it. And of course, we believe that employees are a big part of our in-house influencer team. So we actually want people to go and share their experience with the company. And I would say that we do that because we want to show the world this authentic side of us. It's not all about just going to events and just engaging in cool activities or putting an ad on a bus stop. It's actually behind it. There are a lot of inspiring people. And from our side, we want them to have a voice, and we want them to just spread this completely inspiring vibe around everywhere. And that's why we allow people, and actually we encourage people, our people, to go out and tell their story.
Yeah. I really caught this idea of this rational benefit of employer branding. you almost put a filter that makes your work easier for finding candidates
that fits.
Yeah. It's actually very rational, very cool, and it works. It's not like just we are one big family, these fluffy things, but it's getting really practical.
And actually, we want to work more on being authentic. And this is one way how to do it. Because we believe that people actually, when they see that brand is authentic, they tend to trust it more. It's a key to success on rising engagement levels. And
also one thing that you are very close to is supporting different types of events and movements. And in a best podcast practice, we had talk earlier off the record, and you said that you had a very eventful weekend. You had 2 major events and several more smaller events, and that's just in one weekend. And what is the tactic and the practice that you have when approaching these events and movements you want to support? You get your brand attached to something.
Yeah.
Do you have a checklist or how you go through these things?
We don't have a checklist. It's more of a feeling. When you meet the partners at the same time, you understand whether it's a fit or not. But the things that we take into account is one thing is whether this sponsorship falls into this lifestyle category. That's one thing. Because we want to emphasize our brand's focus, our business focus, and our company focus. And this lifestyle approach is something that we do. And most of the times, this lifestyle approach comes together with possibility to attach some products to these sponsorship events, such as junior insurance, extreme insurance, city combo insurance, that all of these, there's some sense in being together with this sponsorship. And another thing is, of course, we need to have similar values. So we need to have this connection between us, between Balcia and this partner, that both of us are challengers, both of us try to inspire people, both of us wants to give something back to people, and just to give this inspiration to do better, go further, and just exceed in life.
Yeah. And now we are wrapping up the part about Baltic brand. Is there something you want to do with the brand, but you haven't got around to for whatever reasons?
Yeah, there are a lot of ideas and not as much time to do all the things. But there is one thing that we have already started, but with small steps we are moving forward. We want actually to work more on educational part, because we think that we have this necessity to just give people more of added value. And one of the focuses we want to work with is this added value from perspective where people can learn more about finance literacy or insurance literacy. There are a perspective where we want to give people added value for prevention. How can you prevent some accidents or being injured or something like that? We want people to know how can they just live better using their own capabilities and their own instruments. So this is something we believe that as an insurer, we need to work on these things too. We cannot just play around and sell. We need to give people added value of some knowledge. And that's something we still want to work with, and we still want to engage people with such activities.
In your experience, what are the reasons people don't see the value in investing in insurance?
I believe it's somewhat, how can I put it in the right way? We still have this mindset that it won't happen to me. And most of the times we don't look in the future as much as we should. And I'm not saying that you cannot live in the moment. I'm saying that you have to have some preparation for the future in order to have better future for yourself and your family and your loved ones. So I think that we still need to work on this practice, and we still need to try to understand why exactly I need to invest in my future, and why I need to invest in security from different mishaps that can happen that I cannot foresee. So that's, I think, mainly the things that we still need to tackle and we need to work on as a society. And of course, brands are a crucial part of that, because we are right now, I believe that in the world, brands has the biggest power, because actually people believe them more than media or politicians. So that's something we need to use, and in a better way.
Mm-hmm. Is there something you cannot insure?
Of course. I think that there are a lot of things you cannot insure, but at some point I think that we are always working towards to find solutions. How can we insure some things? For example, we had this guy who asked whether he can insure his nose, because it's his work tool, because he is somewhat connected with wine tasting and wineries and so on. And then we said, specifically, nose you cannot insure, but of course you can try to find some different approaches. For example, take accident insurance, and then if something happens with your nose from an accident, then it's insured. Mm-hmm. But from perspective that it's your work tool and we ensure that you cannot use it anymore, from that perspective, we're not there yet.
Mm-hmm. Was the guy Aigars Nords?
I don't know. I don't. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Okay. Greetings to you, Aigars. Hope you're listening this. But yeah, I remember the legends that were going around, Beckham's foot is insured by 2 million and Beyonce's legs are. And what's the, do you have anything crazy that is insured, or some, you mentioned the gravestones or something like that?
Yeah. One of our insurance policies includes gravestone insurance, because I would say it's more of a national specificality, I would say, that we have this really strong grave culture. And I think that it's really important for people to have this opportunity to ensure that.
Okay, we are done with this interview part, and now I want to jump into the questions we ask all our podcast guests, so we could have a bit of a library with the knowledge and this huge know-how. And first of the question is, which other brands do you admire and why?
I believe I admire brands that has this core purpose and this brand truth that's based on human truths. For example, like Nike, Red Bull, Dove, etc. And I admire that they can keep these brand truths alive no matter where in the world they are. And it's really amazing how can they be in Australia and be in USA and be in, I don't know, in Latvia and still give people this sense of inspiration and sense of becoming better at what they do. and that's something, this consistency of a brand, no matter where in the world they communicate, but at the same time they still look into the culture they are in and try to adapt and find different perspectives how they communicate with people. So this is something I'm really amazed with.
So authenticity prevails.
Yes, yes.
And I think humor isn't a stranger to you.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think about the brand context? How important it is, and do you have any observation how it has changed throughout the years? Do we have much less humor, or we have a bit more humor nowadays?
Actually, I believe that humor has gone somewhere and hasn't come back yet. But I believe it's crucial part of brand communication, and I believe that we have a lot of different versions of humor. You can have this brutal, honest humor, which I would say, from my perspective, Ryanair does that.
They're savage.
Yeah, they're savage, but it's brutal honesty. And then there's this really smart humor, and then there's this, I would say, witty humor. Then there's this a bit would say sweet humor, etc.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of different forms of humor. And I believe that each brand should find their own approach, because it isn't like one fits all. And if you are not authentic with this humor side of you, then actually it won't work. People will just look at you and think, "Oh, what a stupid brand," or something like that. It's really important to find the right direction if you want to use that humor side and humor part. But I think that humor actually has a lot of benefits in brand communication, because if you look at it, humor opens up people. You can engage people with humor. You can actually inspire people with humor. And last but not least, when brands use humor in the communication, they actually are remembered.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah. And I think that this is something that every brand should try out. But it's really a complex thing to do in order not to be just foolish, but to be on top of a game.
Mm. And we have talked a lot about inspiration in a brand context. Where do you yourself get inspiration?
Actually, I learn a lot in different courses and schools, etc., etc. Sometimes maybe too much, and there I meet a lot of people that are they inspire themselves, and I meet a lot of different perspectives. That's one thing. Then one thing I understood that I do quite often when I go by foot or ride my bike. I see that I do a lot of observation. I just look at people. I look at the things that are happening around me, and then some ideas pops up, and I'm like, "Oh yes, this is a great insight." And so you're just using this observation. But of course, I read. I listen to podcasts. I think that traveling is some kind of inspiration form, and something like that.
Any podcasts you would recommend?
Oh, jeez. I don't know. It's not that I'm into one of a kind. I'm just usually exploring, because I'm a person that gets bored easily, and that's why I tend to switch from one and another. But I believe that at some point this will be my favorite podcast.
No, fishing for compliments. Maybe just, when you're done listening to this episode, maybe you have something where one can jump into. But no need there. And the last question, what is your moonshot goal? And what would the ultimate success look for you?
When I saw this question, it was like, oh, this is the most difficult question for me. But if I sit here and think about it, the ultimate goal for success would be that I can inspire people. That people actually learn from me something useful, and that wherever I go, I can give some part of my energy and inspiration, and give this boost of boost of inspiration for other people, and that would be something that I really see as a great success. From my perspective.
That's really inspiring. Oh, nice. We are done with the conversation. I think this was very interesting. It was a really thorough look at insights of Challenger brand, at someone who is looking for new ways. I really enjoyed the look overall of the insurance. Sometimes it goes to granted. Sometimes you forget about it, but this is something that each of us need to implement in our life. And I want to end this conversation on a little bit of a plug-in of our own, because in the Baltic Brand Talks podcast family, we also have Baltic Brand Forum, which will happen on 20th of September in Riga Circus. And Balcia is main partners of the forum, and they are bringing a special gig to the after party. I cannot say who, but it's super exciting, and we are very, very happy to have you as partners and see you there.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to talk and just discuss these, I think, quite interesting things.
Thank you. Bye, listeners.
Bye.